Okay, so in this lecture, I'm going to cover some brainstorming tips for creating your new brand name of your private label product. I will also show you how to perform a basic research on tests to see if a brand name that you want to register is already taken and trademarked by someone else. And at the end, I will show you a cool trick on how to register a cheap domain name under $2 at GoDaddy. Okay, so in order to sell your own private label product on Amazon, you actually need to have a unique brand name that is not already used by someone else. So something that is not already trademarked. Your brand name and your brand logo will be printed on your product and on your product packaging. Now, you don't have to file for a trademark right away, but as soon as your product starts to move up on rankings and you start generating some traction, you will have to officially register your brand in order to protect your intellectual property. Just please don't spend too much time in this phase, because this won't be the main factor of success of your private label product. Okay, so when choosing your brand name, there are two ways I suggest you go for. You can either choose a descriptive name, or you can think of a totally new word. Now, branding experts often advise businesses to choose a brand name that describes their product or service. For example, Plumbing Masters, or let's say Mike's Electronic Accessories. From a legal standpoint, however, these kind of names aren't likely to receive significant trademark protection under federal law. On the other hand, brand names that are clever, memorable, and original have much more robust trademark rights than ones that are simply descriptive. So having an original name can get you more chances of legally protecting it. However, I highly suggest that you consult business attorney if you have more questions about trademarking. Okay, so here are some tips on how to brainstorm a new brand name. So first, you can use tools. In the resource tab of this lecture, I have included links to free tools that can mix several words and give you some interesting brand name suggestions. Next, you can use thesaurus.com to uncover synonyms and related words that you don't use on a daily basis, but that can sound good for a brand name. Next, there is a solution to outsource the creative process to freelancers. You can find gigs on Fiverr, for example, where people can create a list of potential names for a new brand name. So if you hire several freelancers, you might get some creative ideas from different point of views. It's like having a creative team at really affordable price. Next, you want to pay close attention and listen to younger kids, since they sometimes say words in a funny way. Often, they change a word into something funny and memorable that can be used for a brand name. Now, in the last two sections of this course, you can find a PDF lecture that is dedicated to trademarking only. So please go ahead and read it. Now, on Amazon, your brand name doesn't have to be the same as your seller name, although it can be if you want. So basically, you can have several different brands under one seller name. Seller name is displayed here, as you can see, and the brand name of this product is displayed up here. So as you can see, this seller actually has multiple different brands listed under his Amazon seller store. Okay, so now let me cover some mistakes that many new sellers make when trying to think of a new brand name. So first, don't intentionally try to spell your name incorrectly. You will be confused with other brands that have used your word correctly. Also, you will probably have less legal protection, and of course, it's not that professional. Next mistake is that your business name is too niche specific. You don't want to outgrow your business name. For example, what if Amazon had been named bookstore.com? They would be limited only to selling books. So make sure that your brand name can be used even if you decide in future to sell more products in your top level category, not just in a sub-niche. Next mistake is don't try to be mysterious, because a sure way to annoy people is to choose a brand name that's completely random and meaningless. For example, can you guess what Wangel is? I have no idea what this company does. and actually I don't even want to know. Likewise, can you get what companies Qdoba, Megush, Igli, Keep, Zipil, or Zamper do? I hope you get the point. Now, in order to make sure that the brand name that you want to use is not already used by anybody else, you need to do a research of the trademarked names. Now, you can do this by going to TESS. I have included the link to this service in the resource tab of this lecture. Now, one important thing to mention is that this is just a quick search, and you need to know that not every trademark is listed in this database. If you want to be 100% sure that a name can be used for your brand, then you should consult a business attorney and trademark attorney to do a detailed research for you, of course for a fee. But for now, let me show you how to perform a basic search on trademark database. So first, once you're on their website, click on the Trademark Electronic Search System button. Then, on the new page, click Basic Wordmark Search. On the next page, under Search Term field, you want to enter as many variations of a brand name that you want to use. So don't just only enter the name you want to use. You want to try to enter with or without space, then try with dashes, and also you want to try different variations of a brand name. So for example, if we want to register Bold Beauty name, for example, and if we enter it here, you can see that already somebody has registered this brand name. But also, when doing a research, you want to enter different variations, such as for example Beauty Bold, or let's say Bolder Beauty, or any other variation that you can think of. Now, the rule of thumb is that if you don't want to hire an attorney at the beginning stage to do a trademark research for you, then think of a more complex name with several words. Because the more complex and longer the name is, the more likely it's going to be available for use. So basically that's it. In the resource tab of this lecture, I have included links to several interesting articles about brand name research and registration. Now on Amazon, your product brand name and storefront name can be same or different, whichever you prefer. So if you're just starting out and if you're going to be selling only one brand of products, then I highly suggest that your product brand name and your storefront name are the same. So for example, if your private label brand is called Beauty Line, then your seller name can also be called Beauty Line. Of course, you can change this name at any time. Now also, Amazon has something called Brand Registry Program, for which you should apply once you launch your private label product. Now, I will cover this subject in more details in future lectures. But for now, before registering your brand name, you can also do a quick search on which brands are actually registered on Amazon through the Brand Registry Program. So you can use this list to see if a brand name that you want to register is already used by someone else on Amazon. I have included the link to this list in the resource tab of this lecture. And as you can see, you can browse and search by letters. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the .com domain name is also available for registration. Now you can do this by going to GoDaddy.com and then type your brand name with .com extension. However, there are many new domain name extensions available right now, but I personally always like to secure the .com domain. Also, sometimes if a .com domain is available for registration, it can be a great sign that no one has trademarked that brand name. However, it's not always the case. Okay, so now as soon as you find the brand name and the exact domain name that you want to register, I want to show you a cool trick on how to get a cheap domain name, most likely under $2, at GoDaddy.com. So first, head over to GoDaddy.com and type the domain name you want to register, and make sure that it's available for registration. Now, as you can see, this domain name is available, for example, and the stated price is $2.99. However, here you can see that the price only applies for 2-year registration, and that only first year price is $2.99 and the additional years are $15. So basically you want to ignore that pricing and you want to hit select and then continue to cart. Then you want to skip all of this promotional content unless you want to purchase something of these services, and then click continue to cart. Now when you arrive to the cart page, as you can see, this is a very high price for a domain name. So in the new tab of your browser, you want to head over to Scott Stigler's website. I have included the link in the resource tab. Next, you want to find the latest GoDaddy promotion code that he has published. As you can see, for this month, it was this coupon code. Then you simply want to copy the coupon code. Next, you want to get back to GoDaddy checkout page and change the domain term to 1 year. Then scroll down and under promo code, you want to click remove. Now, once the default coupon code is removed, you want to scroll down again and click on the link have a promo code. Then you simply need to paste the coupon code that you copied from Scott Stigler's website and then hit apply. So there you go, the domain price for 1 year is now $1.17. Now you want to proceed to checkout and finish the registration process and payment. So that's it. Let's recap this lecture quickly. So first, once you came up with the list of potential brand names that you're going to use for a private label product, you want to make sure that nobody is using it already. Now to do so, you need to research the test database. Then you need to make sure that there are no similar brands registered on Amazon's brand registry program. And finally, you want to make sure that .com domain name is available for registration. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions in the discussion tab of this lecture.